Saludos amigos del Bombazo del BSN, una vez más con ustedes, Carlos José Vázquez, en producción del compañero José García, el Bombazo del BSN, dando de qué hablar a través de las redes sociales y por supuesto siempre distinto y diferente, llevando a ustedes entrevistas con los diferentes jugadores del Baloncesto Superior Nacional de Puerto Rico, y esta sección les llega a ustedes con el auspicio de las siguientes firmas auspiciadoras. Muchas gracias a los amigos de Autolux ubicado en el estacionamiento de Sam Club en Ponce. Deportes Matías en la calle Mayor número 46, efectos deportivos tales como las reconocidas marcas deportivas Rowling y Molten. En la calle Mayor número 46, Deportes Matías. Cooperativa de Ahorro y Crédito Yauco en el pueblo de Yauco, 856-1820. También a donde estamos transmitiendo. Las magníficas facilidades de Jalapeños Cantina and Tacos, ubicado en el sector Sabanetas frente a Covidian, edificio Texas Guest House. Agradecemos a su propietario y por supuesto a todos estos grandes empleados que nos hacen posible estar aquí presentes en esta sección, el Bombazo del BSN, uno a uno de frente. Al igual también que le damos las gracias a Ford del Sur. Ford del Sur, ubicado en el Ponce Bypass, frente al Hospital Damas. Llama y procura por José García, comunicándote al 787-377-8881. En el día de hoy nos acompaña uno de los grandes prospectos del baloncesto superior nacional y, aparte de todo, uno de los mejores tiradores con quien cuenta este baloncesto en Puerto Rico. Se trata del caso de el estelar jugador de los Leones del Ponce, Mike Rosario. Mike, welcome to the Bombazo BSN. Welcome and thank you to be with us.
Thank you for having me.
Mike, I want to know on everything that people see, this interview. I want to know where you born.
I was born in New Jersey. I was born and raised in New Jersey. My mom is from here in Maya West. She's from Puerto Rico, and that's how I have the opportunity to come down here and play, for the country as well. That's where I was born. I was born in New Jersey, and that's how I have the opportunity to come here and play.
That's the Puerto Rican connection.
Yes.
From Maya West.
Yes.
That's good. That's very good. And people see this interview, want to know about your beginning in basketball. When you start to play basketball and you see, well, I have the opportunity to play this game.
I began, playing basketball when I was 6 years old, and I was playing AAU, traveling the world, and playing with the Boys and Girls Club as like a club team, and I started taking the sport serious probably like eighth grade, around that time, where I started to really see my talents in basketball. But I also played baseball and football too, so I had to sit down and really choose a sport before college and everything, and before high school, and basketball was my number one choice, and that began when 7th, 8th grade, and from there on out I just stayed with it and continued to get better at it, and I continued to play.
You have one of the best stories I know in basketball of Puerto Rico about high school, because you have very, very good numbers first with Rutgers University and second with Florida University. First, you have a nice season with Rutgers. I think you scored 1,000 points with the second year player in that university. Tell the people of the Bombazo about that story, because I think nobody knows, or a couple of people know about that.
When I first went to Rutgers, that was a great experience for me, because it was home where I grew up, and I live 15-20 minutes from Rutgers University, and to go and play my first year there, my first freshman year of college, I was in the starting lineup. Coach told me my role was going to be really big, and I just took it as a challenge, and I went out there and just performed at my highest level. And for me to do that, my first year, I passed the NBA player Eddie Jordan. I beat him in his freshman year, scoring more points than him as a freshman at Rutgers, and that was good to start off my career with that. And just to be able just to represent, New Jersey and be home, 15 minutes from home, that was a great experience for me.
The other thing is you played the McDonald's tournament, and I think you scored 18 points and 5 steals in one game. I think everybody see you because that's the prospect from the old University of the United States. Mm-hmm. What's the feeling, to score 18 points in that kind of game?
Oh man, that was one of the best experiences of my life. Being able to participate with the 24 best high school players, in the country, and around that time, there was a lot of guys that's in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
The point guard from Detroit, Brandon Jennings, Tyreek Evans, BJ Mellons. Like I could keep going on and on down the list, but for me to have the opportunity to participate in that game and play well, that was good, for my resume and for my family and for the next opportunities that was coming after that.
Amigos, vamos a hacer una pausa en esta sección del Bombazo del BSN. Cuando regresemos, junto con Mike Rosario, vamos a hablar sobre su gran trabajo con la Universidad de Florida y sobre todo muchos ojos que en aquel momento pues él abrió a diferentes scouting reports, en otras palabras, para que el público pues nos entienda, muchos escuchas que estaban muy pendientes a su carrera y sobre todo su llegada a Puerto Rico y muchas cosas más en esta sesión del Bombazo del BSN. Pausamos y regresamos. Regresamos a esta sección de el 1 a 1, hoy con Mike Rosario, estelar canastero de los Leones del Ponce en nuestro baloncesto superior. Mike, before talking about your experience with Florida, I want to talk about you play with 2 guys you used to play in playing here right now in this league in high school, Chris Gaston and Gio Fontan. Tell me about that experience with that 2 guys.
That experience with those 2 guys, it's more than basketball. We grew up together. We've known each other since, 6th, 7th grade, and we always played with each other everywhere we go. We never play with anybody else but us being on the same team, and that relationship built over the years, and then we just became so close that we understand what's the weaknesses and the strengths of every one of us. And that was just, a great experience growing up with those guys. And to this day, we still communicate, do everything together. We don't like to be separated, for a long time. And, that was our goal, just beyond, basketball. We always wanted to make sure we keep our friendship, and that was the most important, thing to us.
And the other thing is, life is strange sometimes because Gio is playing with Ponce. He's hurt, this season. And Chris is no more with the team. He's with Mayagüez when your mother is, right? Mm-hmm. That's part of the life. And it's a good story, to talking about, this story with people see that interview. Mike, tell me about your experience with Florida, University of Florida. I think you opened a lot of eyes when you play in that university.
The experience at Florida was great. because I knew the level of competition was going to be really high.
Yeah.
So that's why I really, wanted to go play at a different college, because, the college that I was at before, I was scoring 30 points a game and 20 points a game, but we lose, and where I'm from, and, from high school, Bobby Hurley, I lost 3 games, in my high school career. So I was not used to losing.
Yeah.
So I just, I made the choice to go to Florida University, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. Playing with Coach Billy, going up against Bradley Beal every day in practice, that plays for the Wizards now, and just little things like that really progressed my game, and just being a part of that program really made me, more of a better person on the court and off the court, and it was a great experience for me.
You win something big there, right?
Yeah, we won 2 SEC championships while I was there, and I had got 2 rings while I was there, and it was a great feeling, greatest feeling I could possibly ever have.
Mike, tell me about your beginning in when you start to know your beginning about big BSN, Puerto Rican Basketball League. Tell me about that.
When I played with the national team, the 19 and under, and even before that, when I used to come to Puerto Rico and watch basketball here, and as the years was going, I was preparing myself for the national team, the young national team, and I used to see and go to the games, and I used to go to Bayamon games and San Dulce games all the time because it was close to San Juan.
Yeah.
And I used to watch the league, all the time, and everybody used to tell me, oh, you have to play in this league, you have to play, and I watch and watch and watch, and then when the time came, I was like, okay, like I want to, play in this league, because I obviously want to have a legacy here in Puerto Rico as well, because I'm a national team native, so I try to make sure that I make it to a team in this league so I can play. And the experiences has been great.
You play 19 and under with the national team, and you remember with what players you played? What players is in that team?
I played with Yao from San Germán, Raymond Centron. I played with, there's a couple names that I could keep going on and on, but there's a couple guys I played with, and they're playing in this league as well this year, so that was great for me.
And it was a good experience to you, to get each other with that players, and that players tell you about the league too. And that's good. And the other thing is your first season with Ponce. When you see, in the other interviews I have with the other players, Mike Harris tell me about the crowd, and when he see that, and he played all over the world, and he see that, the first time you see that crowd and that town, I say, oh my God, this is a good place to play.
Yeah, I can say that I'm very fortunate to play on one of the best teams, probably the best team in the league here in Puerto Rico on the BSN, and it's been a great experience for me. My first year, it was great. Like I've never seen fans as passionate as Ponce fans here in Puerto Rico, man. Like it's a different feeling. Like when you first walk out there for the first game at home, and they shut the lights off, and there's 16,000 people in there, and they all just love us.
Yeah.
And that means a lot, when you see the people, the love that they give you, you just want to give it your all on the court, and that's what I love about here, because they show love and give love so much that you just want to play as hard as you could possibly play while they're out there.
What is the difference in that first year? You used to play in university basketball in CAA, and you come in here and you see what is the difference of the league, that first year.
For my first year, you know, the difference from, you know, college and then my first year playing professional, you know, a lot of the guys are very strong. And that's one of the things that, you know, I had to prepare myself for this year, because last year I was too, you know, little. And I felt like I wasn't strong enough for, you know, certain guys in this league that I was matching up with. And, you know, that was one of the things that, you know, I felt that I had to get better at as far as, you know, my game and strength. And just the transition from, you know, going from college to being a professional basketball player, you know, it's not easy. And you have to really be mentally strong and, you know, understand what you're doing and make right decisions and, you know, take care of your body and do all the little things so you can be able to play and perform in this league at your highest level, because there are a lot of games this year as well. So I felt like that was my difference between, you know, coming out of college and coming into my first year playing professional. I wasn't really professional because I didn't really understand, you know, the ins and outs of, you know, being a professional, but that's why I needed to have that first year under my belt.
But talking about last year and this year, everybody see you in the court very differently. You do a lot of things. Maybe last year you can do, but this year you penetrate a lot. Your good jump shot you have, and everything. You know, people see and they say, "Oh, Mike Rosario is coming very hard this year." And everybody see you in the court this year.
Yeah, I just, you know,
you started in the regular position. I think that's a good difference.
I just, you know, I set goals for myself, you know, after last season, and I told myself that, you know, when I come back here and play, I want to get better every year. And so I told myself, okay, what are the things that I didn't do last year that I'm going to do this year? And I was, you know, hitting the weight room as much as I can, you know, putting up a lot of reps after practice or before practice, and, you know, just making sure that I stay polished and keep my game at a legit pace, so where as though I'm comfortable. And I felt like I've taken a lot of, you know, advantage of that this year, just going out there and playing my game and playing hard and just making sure that, you know, I be a leader as well, because I'm one of the young guys on the team that is playing a lot and also starting. So you have a lot of guys that look up to me, and for me being the youngest one in the starting lineup, like, I have to make sure that I'm being professional and make sure that I'm doing the right things and making the right choices, and it's been great for me.
Any reason you don't play another league when you finished last year? Any reason?
No reason. It's just I never came down to a final agreement to go play anywhere, and, you know, as I was going through my process, time was ticking as the time was going, and, you know, I was already 3 months, 4 months away from coming back to Puerto Rico to play. So I just told myself, you know, I will prepare myself for Puerto Rico and get myself ready for the BSN League.
What do you think about the experience you have in the Las Americas tournament? When first Ponce played this year, what do you think about that?
I felt like that was the best experience for our whole team and everybody to go and play against, you know, one of the top teams from Brazil and, you know, one of the top teams from Uruguay, Guada. Yeah, that was an unbelievable experience as well. You know, just being able to play against those really good guys, and they're like really big time veterans, you know, at the professional league here. And I felt like that was just a good opportunity for our team to get going and you know, get used to playing against the type of, you know, level of competition that we're going to be facing here in the BSN. And that was a good opportunity for us.
Like I said a couple of minutes ago, you have a very good year with Ponce. You said already your condition and you be prepared, you know, and you know, think about goals, you know, to win a championship, to play hard. But what do you, all around, what do you think about this season? Ponce and you with the team, what do you think about that?
I I think with our team, we did a great job up to this point. I feel like, you know, we have had a lot of tough games this year, and, you know, those are the type of games that, you know, you want to have, you know, before the playoffs start and before the big moment come, because now you've been through that situation before, and now you know how to deal with it.
Experience with that.
Yeah, and now I feel like, you know, with our team, you know, we still, you know, in the top 3, and, you know, the goal is to finish number 1, and that's what we're trying to do right now.
And like somebody said, it's better to maybe, you know, lose a couple of games right now to lose it all.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta lose some to win everything.
That's good.
And that's in every sport.
What is your plans when Ponce finish the season? You have any kind of plan? You may be going to play another league, or you're going to do it the same?
The only plan right now is national team. You know, after my season is done here with Ponce, I'm going to give the national team a shot, and, you know, go work hard over there, and you know, if I'm fortunate enough to make the team, that would be great for me. I would love to, you know, play with, you know, Carlos Arroyo again, and JJ Barrera and those guys, and, you know, that's my goal for after the season.
I want to talk right now about the people of Ponce. The people of Ponce, everybody you go around, everybody like you. You already talked to the people of Ponce. What do you think about this town and Ponce and everything?
I love it. I could tell you the one word that I could describe how I feel about Ponce, just comfortable. I love Ponce. Everywhere I go, I'm comfortable. Everyone loves you. Everyone, you know, they show you a lot of love, and, you know, sometimes, you know, you don't get those things when you play on a team somewhere else. You know, the fans can love you, but, you know, anywhere else, they can hate you too. So
it happens.
And you know, for me, I'm fortunate enough to play on the best team here, because the fans, they really love their players, and, you know, everywhere I go, I always make sure that, you know, I talk to people, you know, I always, you know, tell them thank you. I'm always talking to the kids, giving them high fives, and, you know, you just got to show that you appreciate them, you know, and once you show that, and sky is the limit. They love you even more, and that's just the way you have to be, because the Ponce is very good to us.
Before we go, I'm going to play a game with you, and the people see the Bombazo of BSN. It's a ping pong. I'm going to say a couple of names, you know, a couple of teammates, players, you know, I used to play, and coaches. And we're going to start with Carlos Rivera. What do you think about Carlos in one word?
Leader.
Guayito Santiago.
Intelligent.
Carlos Emory.
Athletic.
Chris Gaston.
Very active.
Oscar Santiago.
Passionate.
José Juan Varega. JJ Varega.
JJ Barrera. I don't know. JJ Barrera. Great. That's it.
Okay. Carlos Arroyo.
Talented.
Larry Ayuso.
Legend.
Paco Olmos, right now is the Puerto Rican national team dirigente. Coach.
Determined.
And Nelson Colón, your coach.
Very sincere.
Okay, this is a ping pong game we play in here in the BSN. Amigos, vamos a entrar ahora a la parte final, pero antes, I forget one. Germain Gonzalez, what do you think about Germain, the assistant coach?
Consistent.
Very good. Before we go,
Definitely.
I want to give you, time to give a message to all the people see that interview here in the Bombazo del BSN, and a message to the Ponce fans. And what do you think about the people from Ponce, the fans, and everything about what you expect the finish the season? Go ahead, Mike.
Right now, I just want to, thank Ponce, for everything that, you guys given us this season and last season. And right now, we're going to continue to work hard and play hard. And, our goal is to win a championship. And that's the main goal for Ponce. There's no other goal is to win the championship and celebrate at the big lion. And that's our goal. And I just want to say that I love it here. I love the people. I love my fans. I love everything about it. And I'm going to give 120% of my body for this championship. And that's our goal and my goal.
Thank you, Mike, to be with us here in the Bombazo, and I want to see you in the championship game, and everything is going to be all right with the team. Thank you to be with us.
Thank you.
Amigos, Mike Rosario, este era el jugador de los Leones del Ponce aquí en el Bombazo del BSN. Siempre un placer compartir con ustedes, muy pendiente aquí a la página, muchas cosas buenas pasando y por supuesto grandes entrevistas para todos ustedes. De parte de nuestro productor José Antonio García, el amigo Raúl, el amigo Lavoy, en la parte técnica que siempre está con nosotros haciendo un trabajo espectacular. Gracias por estar con nosotros y por supuesto a todos nuestros auspiciadores. Mike Rosario en el día de hoy, gracias por observarnos.